Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That is Jack. I am Conrad, and this is the Footy Five, week 28, the week in which Liverpool fall to the mighty W of
Yeah,
Watford.
we used to call them Atford, jokingly, and now they've gone and done something that no one else in the league's been able to do, and that is beat Liverpool in the Premier League. And it's a big result of Nigel Pearson. We talked about it before. He's been huge since he's came in, and they had a huge result at Vicarage Road this past weekend.
First time Liverpool have been held scoreless this year, which is pretty remarkable. Horrible injury early going to Deulofeu. Looks like it's an ACL. He's going to be out for the rest of the season. Too bad to see that. But Liverpool just didn't look good at all throughout this entire match. And Lovren especially looked awful at the back. Deeney claiming that he targeted him. Doesn't matter. Lovren was terrible. Looks like a guy who hasn't started since December.
Yeah, that was the case. I think that Liverpool were tired, Watford were clinical, and Liverpool didn't show up. And usually they were able to ride on their luck throughout the season and their talent, but their talent and their luck ran out. And Watford, huge 3 points, took them out of the relegation zone. And you only wonder, there was an article from the Athletics beat reporter for Watford, and they said that this is the biggest win in the club's history. Just because of when it happened, how big it happened, the context of how good Liverpool were. And the big guy was Ismaili Sarr, and he was phenomenal out there for them.
But I think to the point you were making earlier, Nigel Pearson, since he's come in, he's been 28 matches. He's been manager for 14 of them. They had 8 points when he joined the club, and since then he's picked up 19 points in those last 14 matches, nearly doubling their point haul while he's been in charge. He is a drop zone escape artist. What he did with Leicester back in 2014.
He set up the side.
Do they have enough to
He
stay
set up
up?
the side that won the title the year after that, and doesn't get much credit for that because obviously he wasn't the man who stuck around. But I think Watford are going to need big performances from the likes of Sarr. Doucouré is going to need to step back up into his form. Losing Deulofeu is going to be big, but if Deeney's able to continue to be the experienced guy that he is, they have a few pieces, and it's just a case of can they get the momentum going, because there's a lot of teams in that drop zone area.
One of 5. We'll touch on the table in a separate episode, but they looked great, and they've looked great under him in the last 14 matches. Again, you said out of the bottom 3 on goal difference. Villa do have a game in hand, so they could go ahead if they win their game in hand this week. But Liverpool, just over the last 3 weeks, the 1-0 loss to Atletico, 3-2 comeback win at home over West Ham, and 1-0 squeaker at home against Norwich. They just look like a team that's kind of feeling a little bit of the pressure of an undefeated season, the Champions League, trying to defend that title, just winning their first top division title in 30 years. They just look a team that's fatigued. They didn't look tired, but they looked just mentally, they weren't what they usually are. Their sharpness, and you never really felt like they were on the verge of that comeback.
No, I definitely agree with that. And credit to Watford, obviously. They did a great job against them, but Liverpool, they talked about it after the match that, yeah, we lost, we're going to move on. And maybe that's a bit of a weight off our shoulders that we don't have to worry about this anymore. And that's the positive mentality that they'll try and adopt. And I think they'll be fine. They're almost a lock for the Premier League title right now. And so I don't think there's too many reasons to be concerned for them.
Four more match wins. They could take the title conceivably should they win all 4 at City on April 5th, which would be quite the scene. And you can bet City will come ready for that not to happen.
It'll be a bit like United a couple years back when they said, let's not let City win on a match against us. And even though it was just a technicality, it was more emotional than that.
So you dug up a conspiracy theory here from Beehabs on Arsene Wenger when he left.
Very intelligent.
He's the
very
reason.
intelligent. And the Arsene Wenger masterpiece stems from Serge Gnabry. He sold to Bayern, and then he tore up Spurs and Chelsea, both in the Champions League, as well as the fact that when he joined the UEFA board to be an executive, City then got a 2-year Champions League ban. So they're saying this is Arsene Wenger pulling the strings, the puppet master behind the scenes. Not sure if it's accurate.
Puppet master.
But
100% not. But it's pretty funny.
yeah, the way those dominoes ended up falling.
So obviously Liverpool, they lose their 18-match winning streak, the 44-match unbeaten streak, but they can still do all of these things, which is still crazy. They're 22 points clear on 28 matches. Obviously, City have a game in hand, so they could conceivably cut that to 19. Won't matter come the end of the season. Liverpool just too strong. But that being the first goalless match for them is pretty
Yeah,
far.
it was great from Watford. I think that was going to be the way it was going to happen. I think if Liverpool were going to lose, it wasn't going to be in a close encounter where they were in it. They were going to get taken off the pitch, and they were going to get dominated in the match they were eventually going to lose. And it was just surprising that it was against Watford and not against someone better. But those records you see on the screen, they're not going to be too concerned. They're just going to be focused on comeback in the Champions League,
4 wins.
FA Cup, possibly keeping the treble still alive, and then 4 wins, and then you're fine with the Premier League.
Win a first title in 30 years, not too shabby.
Exactly.
That ends it for this one-match review of Liverpool losing their first match of the year. Still remain top. Watford out of the relegation zone on points. For Jack, Conrad, a quick 45 this week. Appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Take care now.